Oh my god, my belly button. Oh, that's a new one. Oh my god, I look so pregnant today. Sometimes I just still feel like this can't be real life. I cannot believe we are here already. I feel like I just announced my pregnancy. I feel like I just made my first trimester update. I mean, I guess that was just like a month and a half ago. But I feel like so much has changed in the past month and a half. Like this. Let's hop into this video with symptoms, and I was pretty good about writing like week by week symptoms, and they really do change quite quickly. For the most part, in a positive way. The first trimester is rough, and the second trimester, at least for me, was fairly magical. It was like halfway through week 13 that my nausea subsided. I wasn't like throwing up. I wasn't feeling dizzy. I wasn't as exhausted. I wasn't doing nothing like I was. And this was also the week that we were able to like announce to all of family and all of friends and social media about the pregnancy. And I have to say that was just like one of the most freeing, exhilarating, exciting times of my life. And I don't know if it was like the high off that or the adrenaline, but it put me in like one of the best mindsets and positive moods and a boost of energy. I don't know if that was the beginning of the second trimester or if it was like a mix of both, but I went into the second trimester feeling so fine. Don't get me wrong, once 5 p.m. hit, I was tired, but the amount of things that I was able to like get done in the meantime was almost more than pre-pregnancy. A lot of other stuff happened in week 13. I noticed my boobs had kind of been getting bigger, but they had made a significant increase in that week. I also started developing like green veins on my chest that I had never had before. So 14 weeks, I started experiencing just like being out of breath. And I always thought that would happen much later in pregnancy, but I would notice when I was like filming or vlogging, it took me a lot longer to get a sentence out, and especially when working out, it's just breathing is more of a task. And this might be because of my other symptom that I did not know before pregnancy was stuffy nose, pregnancy congestion, which is so odd. I guess it has something to do with like the mucus and the hormones. I don't know if I'm making like my mucus plug and like mucus just starts growing everywhere. I thought it was allergies for the longest time, but it is just like not went away, and it's not really paired with like other typical allergy symptoms like red eyes. It's very common and just something I did not know about, wasn't prepared for, and will probably last until I give birth. I also started peeing a lot more, and not just because I upped my water game significantly. Like, I've never been someone to wake up multiple times in the middle of the night and pee. That's very weird for me, but now I'm peeing like probably every 30 minutes. I also wrote down forgetfulness, which makes a lot of sense because I almost forgot that I wrote that down. At 15 weeks, I was hit with round ligament pain, and I never really heard about this before pregnancy. And when I did hear about it, everyone was like, oh, you know, if you get out of bed too fast, you're gonna get this pain, or if you move too quickly. But I found that usually it has nothing to do with if I'm moving too quickly or if I'm getting up or down. I can just be laying down on the couch watching TV and then be struck with this super sharp pain, and I really don't feel like people are talking about how horrible this is enough. Obviously, it is so worth it and will be so worth it in the end, but I just want to prepare people because I wasn't prepared for the sharp, it's like getting a Charlie horse in your stomach hoo-ha. Also, this is going to be a very specific thing, but if you've ever had an ovarian cyst and had a transvaginal ultrasound done at the same time and they hit your cyst with the wand, sometimes it feels like that. Not everyone's gonna know what I'm talking about, but if you know, then you know. And alongside that, I've been experiencing just like a stretching feeling. Like, I've been having the feeling of when you're wearing a pair of pants that are just like way too tight to a really good dinner and you ate way too much food and you're like, I cannot wait to get home and unbutton these, but my pants are my body and I can't get out of it. Maybe I'm weird, but I never thought about like that you're actually gonna feel the stretchiness and everything that's happening. I just kind of thought it would be a slow, organic, beautiful, natural process. And I mean, it is, but you're going to feel aspects that are not beautiful. But at 17 weeks, I started developing, and I don't know if this is related. I feel like it has to be. Maybe it's just because my skin is so dry. Pregnancy eczema. On my hands, I have it on my ears, I have a little bit right here. I've never had eczema before, but I feel just about the driest human that has ever lived right now. Let's hop into week 18 where things get a little bit more positive because I started to feel movement, and I didn't know at this time if it was like the baby kicking, because it's kind of an unusual feeling. Like it feels like someone's like in a hammock in your stomach, but they're kind of like going like this. I don't know, like it didn't feel like a kick or a punch or a jab or butterflies to me. It just felt like my organ was kind of, it just felt like my uterus was like kind of flipping inside out. And I guess that could be like nerves feeling, like the butterflies people talk about. But when I think of butterflies, I think of like a light feeling. And all I'm waiting for now is Cody to be able to feel it. I think I got a little bit too excited at like 18 weeks and I was having him put his hands on my stomach when like really there was no motion on the outside. And I can tell he's like a little bit deflated from the experience. So I'm waiting until it's obvious and it's frequent and I can get him to feel. But I cannot wait for him to feel it because I think it'll be another milestone to really let things sink in. Let's do the Q&A section next. I asked you guys on Instagram if you had any questions, pregnancy related, for the 20-week update. Let's see what you guys said. Have I felt any big movements? Yes. Last night was definitely a standout. I felt like maybe 3 other times my stomach got like a little kick or enough to get air. Everything else is just an internal feeling. But last night was insane. Someone asked, what's my pain tolerance? I'm gonna have to go with something on the lower end of things. I don't know, maybe I'll surprise myself, but I'm not a fan of pain. Does pregnancy make you have weird dreams or nightmares? Yes, this was actually something I forgot to mention in my first trimester update video, but I was having like really weird dreams. But in my second trimester, I'm not remembering any of them. I don't know why that is. Maybe I'll get them back again, but they were like super vivid in the beginning. Any nasty food combo cravings? Okay, I'm so weird right now because I do want A1 sauce on like a lot of things, but nothing like weird. I don't want A1 sauce on like cake or fruit. I want French fries and A1 sauce, like things that I wouldn't typically normally do. Do you talk to baby? I actually don't think I have yet. I know that she can hear me now, which I'm like, okay, gotta be on good behavior, baby can hear you. But I haven't like talked directly to her yet. I don't know, I feel like once I'm bigger, it'll be easier. Yeah, I haven't. Is that weird? Maybe I should start talking to her. Hello, baby. How was your day? Are you going to kick me? Can you let your father feel you kick so I don't sound like a crazy person? Did you have any nausea, vomiting? In the second trimester, I've only thrown up one time, and I was like brushing my teeth. I was brushing my tongue, to be exact. And I didn't go back that far. Like I wouldn't normally throw up over this, and yeah, I threw up on my toothbrush. Are you having trouble coping with your body changes, or has it been pretty easy? I really didn't think I was gonna have any issue with it because I'm like totally logical. Like I understand my body is doing something crazy right now. It is growing life. It is growing my new favorite person. And oh my God, I'm gonna cry. And like I'm logical and I understand that, but yeah, it is a little bit weird to see like other parts of your body changing alongside with it. Like I'm just so used to my body looking one way for so long. Like I've never been someone to like fluctuate in size, and I would be lying if I didn't say that it is weird to put on some outfits sometime and I'll be like, oh, I love this style, and then I'll put it on, it'll fit, but it won't like fit me and like how I picture it. Look, I don't know, like it does take some getting used to. And I'm someone who's like very comfortable with myself. How is the caffeine free going? So this was something I talked about in the first trimester, and I don't know if I properly talked about it, but my whole point in the first trimester was I had an unhealthy relationship with coffee. It was just like an unhealthy part of my routine, and I'm okay, and my doctor's okay with having caffeine into my diet, but I just didn't want to have to like rely on a morning cup of coffee. And like, for example, one of my huge pregnancy cravings is a Coca-Cola, and I'm not having one every day, but I do really want one all the time. And you know what? I'm having it, and it has caffeine in it. So I don't want to mislead anyone and say like I'm 100% caffeine free, but I do not have caffeine in the morning, and I don't feel like I need it anymore. And I don't think I'll go back to having coffee every single day because it's nice to not have to like rely on something. Do I use any pregnancy pillows? Yes, I use the one I showed in my first trimester update video. I am still obsessed, still suggest it. Are you going to take out your belly button piercing? If so, when? I actually took it out at 13 weeks. I showed it on Instagram. I think it's in my pregnancy highlight if you want to see me take it out. I just wanted to get it out early. Was it harder for you to conceive due to endometriosis? If you don't know, I have endometriosis, and it's something that I haven't really talked about with the pregnancy just because I've never been pregnant without endo. So I only know what it's like to be pregnant one way, to get pregnant one way, and you know, it did take 6 months to conceive, and we were tracking ovulation, we were using sticks. So we were doing it at the right time, the right way, and it did take a little bit. I think 6 months is still in the criteria of a normal amount of time taking to conceive. I think it's after a year that they say that you are having infertility issues. I do wonder if some of like my round ligament pain or the stretching I'm feeling, just because it doesn't happen from motion, like I said, is because of the surgeries I've had for endometriosis. Like maybe I have scar tissue that's being stretched and that's what I'm feeling. I do really wonder about that, but there is no way to like prove one way or the other because I can't go back in time and not have endometriosis and get pregnant without it. You know what I mean? When did you start noticing the biggest change? I'm at 12 weeks at the moment. I would say 13 weeks is when like I mentally and also physically felt a huge difference. And then the difference with my bump, I saw the most growth in between 18 to 19 weeks, like huge difference. So the person that asked me this, you are very soon to a very happy time in your pregnancy. Those were the main questions that you guys have. As far as like my must-haves, everything is still true from my first video. Like those are my must-haves. I haven't found that I wanted or needed anything different. The only thing that is a must-have, and I know this is probably so weird, but I wanted to be really good about drinking water in pregnancy, and this is just like a motivational half-gallon water bottle, and it does make it really easy to drink a ton of water every day. And it's from Amazon. I think it was under $20. I'll link it down below. Even if you are not pregnant, I suggest this. It even has like a little reusable straw in it. I love it. Next, before I forget, oh my god, let's do a bump date. Here is the bump from the front. I am wearing a maternity jumpsuit from Boohoo that you might have seen in my maternity haul. Here we go from the side. I'm going to show you like this. I feel like it's easier to see, and this is how I usually take all of my photos. But yeah, she's popping. And where are we now? Now medically, we're going to start testing, I think, in 1 or 2 weeks for gestational diabetes. We are going to do the walkthrough of the hospital we're going to give birth in. We're going to set up the parenting classes and lactation classes. We're working on the nursery. We're planning out the baby shower, which will be, months away, but we have to, start thinking about a date and then send out invites. And I'm feeling very optimistic, very glass half full about everything still. I'm glad I started everything when I did, and I'm excited to finish up my second trimester, which has been, for the most part, beautiful and easy and happy. And I hope I ease in gracefully into 3rd trimester and my round ligament pain subsides a little bit. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions that I did not get to, leave them in the comments down below. If you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure to follow me there. I do like bump dates and daily check-ins on Instagram all the time. And I hope to see you very soon. Bye!